What's going on, everybody? C4 here, and welcome back to the channel here for our third rebuild of the Madden 21 season. We're doing the Arizona Cardinals. Why am I doing the Arizona Cardinals? Well, I did start my rebuilds off with the team that had the #1 overall pick and got Joe Burrow in the Cincinnati Bengals, and then the team that had the #2 overall pick and got Chase Young was my second rebuild. So you may be saying, oh, he's going in order. There's a theme here. However, things were always going to get weird at the third pick because that was Detroit, but we're using Detroit for our main Madden franchise. So it's like, well, do I skip them? I do New York. It's like, oh, there's already been some New York rebuilds. And like, oh, do I just do Miami? They could be interesting. There's only been like 7 Dolphin Madden 21 rebuilds. So obviously I'm going to get to them, but I want to do something maybe that's fresh, has yet to be done. And I was looking at within that pool of top 10 teams, who is going to be the easiest to get us a Super Bowl victory? Because we're 0-2. Bengals rebuild, no Super Bowls. Redskins rebuild, no Super Bowls. So I was like looking at it, and it really was a toss-up between the Chargers and the Cardinals, but I figured because of the hype around Kyler Murray, because of the hype of the blockbuster trade with DeAndre Hopkins going to the Arizona Cardinals and David Johnson leaving Arizona and going to Houston, I felt like, yeah, it felt like the right team to do at this given point. There are 79 overall. You know, it's a good spot to be. I think there's not a lot of hurdles for this roster. It should be somewhat easy, and I'm confident, maybe I'm overconfident, that this will be our first Super Bowl of the Madden 21 season. So look at the quarterback here. We have Kyler Murray, all 5'10", 207 pounds of him. 77 overall superstar. I mean, he's an absolute baller. Should definitely develop up into the 90s. We got Escape Artist, which I've already gone on a rant about this in my Madden review. And if you haven't seen the Madden review, go check that out. But Escape Artist, I think, is the most overpowered ability in this game, given what, you know, I'm looking at all the abilities, and you for quarterbacks in particular, you put a fast quarterback without it, and then you put some slower quarterback with Escape Riders, and I think that difference versus any other position, any other ability is the greatest. Because I remember Kyler Murray, this was our first rebuild in Madden 20, was Arizona, and that was when Kyler Murray was a star dev, didn't have any abilities, and like when I hopped in that year 5 Super Bowl or bust scenario with Kyler Murray, expecting, oh my God, we got a little mini Michael Vick, he was garbage because he didn't have Escape Riders. He was super slow behind the line of scrimmage, and it was like his attributes didn't there's no influence from his attributes to how he actually played. So I do think that Escape Rider should be removed from the game. However, as long as it is in the game, let's use it to our advantage. And hopefully, if it does come down to a year 5 Super Bowl or bust, Kyler Murray is going to be super, super overpowered. Look at the running back room. We got Kenyon Drake, who contract-wise, probably our first big decision here, as he is in a contract year. Do we pay a guy that's going to be 27 at the end of the year? And understanding the running back's life. If he wants like a 2-3 year deal, maybe we'll entertain that. But at least, you know, you would hear at face value, if you're just hearing from like, you kind of haven't been paying attention to football. You hear David Johnson got traded for DeAndre Hopkins. You're like, whoa, okay, that's kind of a blockbuster trade. One of the best running backs for one of the best wide receivers, but fell off the face of the earth, David Johnson. I don't know if that was injuries or what have you. The point being, you would think that the running back room, just, you know, David Johnson's gone, oh no, what are they going to do at running back? I think Kenyon Drake at 82 star is a better player in Madden 21 than David Johnson, who's a 77 normal. Oh, they did him dirty. He should not be, I'll be first with that. He should not be that bad. He should at least have a star dev. Give him a chance. But anyway, we got Kenyon Drake, Chase Edmonds here, 76 normal. He's only 24. Eno Benjamin, even though he's only 65, I think in terms of like in real life football, that was a great pick. Fantastic pick for the Cardinals there. So, I mean, we have running backs. I don't know the long-term stability of this position. I don't know if how, you know, we're going to re-sign Drake or not. But at least this year, year 1, we have some options. Wide receiver, in my opinion, just my humble opinion, the best wide receiver in the NFL, this man right here. DeAndre Hopkins, pretty much quarterback proof. I mean, if you think it's Julio, if you think it's Michael Thomas, by all means, it's a valid argument. But my opinion would be more so, you know, Michael Thomas, for 90% of his games, has had Drew Brees throwing him the ball. Julio Jones, 90% of his games, has had Matt Ryan throwing him the ball. DeAndre Hopkins has had Deshaun Watson, but he's also had a complete bucket list of just garbage. Absolute, you know, looking at it like, oh, look at all these great quarterbacks. These are fun. They're all trash. These are all guys you do not want throwing you the ball, not franchise quarterbacks. And yet DeAndre Hopkins has always been in that top 5 discussion, regardless of who's throwing him the football. And you can make the argument now that, you know, maybe Kyler Murray's the most talented. I think it's too early to have that debate, who's better, Kyler Murray, Deshaun Watson. But it could very well be a discussion when all is said and done at the end of the 2020 season, especially if Kyler Murray takes that big step. It could be a discussion in this rebuild because hopefully Kyler Murray becomes a franchise QB. But we have DeAndre Hopkins, wants to get paid. Probably going to pay him. You know, that X-Factor ability, super dev trait should help him not regress. So he'll be a guy that maintains that ability 28, 29, 30, 31. I'm not expecting really any hardcore regression. I'm really thinking at the end of this 5-year rebuild, he should still be like 89, 90 overall, somewhere in that territory. So he'll hold on to his value. And in terms of contract, you know, out with the old, in with the new, potentially here with Larry Fitzgerald. If he does retire, he is getting a sizable part of this salary cap. So it seems like it'll be one of those things that when Larry's contract comes off, we'll be able to take on more of a bigger contract for DeAndre Hopkins. But Larry Legend, in my opinion, again, we're all just turning into an opinion piece of a rebuild. But I mean, for me, since I've been watching football, maybe the best playoff wide receiver. Super underrated. Would be awesome to get him a ring sooner than later. I don't know if that's going to be in the cards here for this rebuild, but definitely, you know, he's the man. He's the man. We got Christian Kirk. 23, 78 star dev, slot wide receiver at Texas A&M. Really nice player here. High ceiling. Andy Isabella, you want speed? Doesn't have the dev trait, but 72 with 95 speed, 82 catching. A lot of weapons. Hakeem Butler was one of my dudes during the draft last year out of Iowa State. 6'5", 227. I mean, if we really wanted to. I mean, I don't want this because we already did it in the rebuild for the Cincinnati Bengals. By moving Auden Tate from tight end, wide receiver to tight end. I think we could do the same right now. It's a little dirty. It was a little dirty, but I mean, he's just buried on the depth chart. Maybe we can move him back. I'll be completely open to moving him back once Larry retires. But then we still have 3 wide receivers here. Personally, because I am a fan of Hakeem Butler, I'd like to get him on the field and play with him sooner than later. So, you know, anyway, it's not like moving him is going to hurt our back end depth. We still got guys like Keyshawn Johnson, 2370. Normal dev, still a nice young player. They're stacked at the wide receiver position here is the Arizona Cardinals. Tight end, we have Max Williams, who was really, really regarded coming out of Minnesota, but kind of bounced around the league a little bit. Didn't work out there in Baltimore. So, I mean, you know, could be our starter, but I think I'm going to go Hakeem Butler as our starting tight end. And, I mean, Max Williams is a blocking tight end, so he definitely is a big compliment to Hakeem Butler, whose blocking is probably in the 20s or 30s. Yeah, 27 blocking. So they can play off each other for sure. Should I change the number? Probably, but I don't care. Offensive line, at left tackle, we have DJ Humphries, Florida Gator. He's been solid left tackle. I mean, generally, this offensive line for Arizona is okay. It's probably the best you can say. Justin Pugh, 76 overall with a normal dev. The former, was he a first-round pick for the Giants? Center, I'm actually going to move Lamont Gaillard into center. He played center at Georgia. So let's get, you know, he's young. He's young enough that he actually could potentially be a long-term option, and that'd be one less position we have to worry about drafting for the Cardinals. And there you go, upgrade at center. He's a 67. Right guard, we have J.R. Sweet. I mean, again, just especially we have no depth whatsoever. Marcus Gilbert here, former Pittsburgh Steeler. We got Josh Jones, the rookie out of Houston. Can we find a way to get Josh Jones in somewhere? Probably not. I might actually start Josh Jones. We're not in a win now mentality, because if we were, then obviously you would want to play Marcus Gilbert, the veteran. But I think Josh Jones might have a little bit of, I mean, he is 23, so he's a little bit old for a rookie. Scheme fit. I think we'll start him. Defensively, okay, what are we working with here? Well, we'll probably go with Zach Allen as our starter here at DN, 69 normal out of Boston College. We got it right defensive end, Jordan Phillips coming. He had a breakout year last season with the Buffalo Bills. He was a nose tackle for the Bills and got 9 sacks. So definitely, that's a huge get for the season. Now, he is 27. He got paid a decent chunk of money with that start. It's not a, I don't know how high his ceiling's going to be. It's not going to be particularly high. He might not ever be more than like a 75, 76. But as long as he can just be consistent, I'll be happy with that. Defensive tackle, we got Corey P. Oh my God, this D-line needs a lot of work. They got Lecky Fotu out of Utah. It's not a bad pick, but my God. Like, even with Jordan Phillips, you could debate that we need 3 new starters on that front 3 of that defense. Linebacker core, we got Chandler Jones. Very good. I think one of the most, even though it sounds weird to say because he's always near the top of the sack list, one of the most underrated defenders in the NFL. He's a 95 superstar X Factor. He's really good for the short term. Now, he probably still could be one of these guys that's going to be here at the end of 5 years. He'd only be 35. Could still be like mid-80s and a solid contributor on the defensive side of the ball. So as long as he performs, as long as we get, you know, around 10 sacks, double-digit sacks every single season, we'll ride Chandler Jones into the ground. Middle linebacker, we got Jordan Hicks and Devondre Campbell. 2 free agents. Hicks coming from the Eagles 2 years ago. Devondre Campbell coming in last offseason. Solid options for the time being. I'm not overly worried with them. And then a right outside linebacker, we have Devin Kennard or Hassan Riddick. For the sake of just kind of putting the younger players on, that's not that big of a difference. We'll most likely go with Hassan Riddick, the former first-round pick, as our starter at right outside linebacker. In the secondary, we got old man Patrick Peterson, 88, with that star dev. That seems, I don't know. His play has definitely dropped off. Still just feels kind of weird not seeing Pat Pete with at least a superstar dev, but still a really good player, 88 star. I'm a little bit worried now because of that dev trade if he's going to regress any quicker. But we got a nice young corner that can learn off him. Byron Murphy Jr. out of Washington going into his sophomore season, 80 with a star dev. Not exactly a perfect scheme fit, but he has an upside. Highest ceiling out of any corner on this roster because it really does drop off from that. So definitely a position that we want to draft well. But one thing I have noticed through 2 rebuilds is that if I had to say, C4, what have you picked up on from these Madden 21 generated draft classes is that every year there's like 3 or 4 first-round caliber corners, and just watch this year be the first year there's not. But not overly worried there. At free safety, we have Budda Baker, who actually just got paid ridiculous money. I think he's the highest paid safety in NFL history. We are not probably going to pay him that. The contract, when it does come time to pay him, probably won't be that because free agents will just generate safety contracts in Madden are, I feel, below market value. But either way, he's an exceptional player, a guy that can legitimately play free safety or corner, like a slot corner role. And then at strong safety, Isaiah Simmons, the freakiest player from the draft, 6'4", 240. I don't know if I want to keep him a strong safety or move him to linebacker. I think the fact that we do have Jordan Hicks, because he'd be a middle linebacker. We have Jordan Hicks, Devondre Campbell, they're solid. I think I'd rather go with those guys at linebacker than, say, Deontay Thompson, who's not a brutal-looking player. He's 23-70, probably has a decent ceiling. But given the, I think keeping Simmons right now, at the time being, at strong safety will be key. We'll obviously probably move him to be the sub-linebacker, so he maximizes his reps there, but an absolute freak of nature. I assume it's at least a superstar dev. Remember, I broke down the video on that, but I don't want to spoil it for you. 93 speed, 93 acceleration, 86 hit power, 84 pursuit. The tackling and coverage is all very, very good. One hell of a player that the Arizona Cardinals were able to add to their team. We'll just get rid of this backup punter because I really don't like the look of having 2 punters on my roster because if you sim, Madden will probably keep those 2 punters on my roster and find a way to throw Isaiah Simmons on my practice squad or something stupid like that. So that is our roster here for the Arizona Cardinals. Generally speaking, I think most of the key players are 25, like in their prime, if not getting ready to enter their prime. Obviously, a little bit older players, and Chandler Jones and Pat Pete and Larry Fitzgerald, but that's kind of the old guard. That the new wave of Arizona is already there, and we just gotta cruise and ride that wave all the way to a Super Bowl while being able to, potentially replace Larry Fitzgerald, Patrick Peterson, and Chandler Jones along the way. Even though, for the latter, I think for Chandler Jones in particular, we can get a full 5 years out of him. But without further ado, let's get into year 1. All right, so we need to find our season goal. I think our season goal... I don't want to pick... just because... I think I should make the playoffs, but because it's only year 1, go 7. Let's get, real close to, making the playoffs. And then if we do... It's one of those, under-promise, over-deliver type situations. And just booted up the draft class. What did I tell you? There's I don't know why, but there's always just, hey, you need corners? Use your Madden-generated draft classes. As we sit here at the bye week, very happy with a 42-7 victory over Seattle. We're 5-2, game behind the 49ers, so clearly 2 of the top teams in the NFC are in the West. In terms of scouting, we're still kind of working on it. I have found some really good corners. Corner, I would say, is the biggest position outside of O-line, which is very broad. We got a lot of legit first-round talents, depending on where we pick, but looking like we're not going to have, a top 10 pick. But look at this. In the 5th round, Daryl Conley out of Tennessee. Got a late first. It would have been nice if it was mid or early first, but still a guy that's in the 5th round. Knowing we have that in our back pocket, he's probably going to be low 70s. There, and maybe a dev trade. That would be pretty good. We might as well just show you how bad, how depressing it is scouting linemen in this game. Probably not going to get any green. Oh, yeah, first rounder. Undrafted talent. This is something that has to get patched, even on top of the friggin' hold data reorder glitch that you could just see is still there. God. Anyways, we have the bye week. Weekly award winner was Pat Pete. 2 interceptions, picking off old Russell Wilson 2 times, which is oddly enough very convenient that he has a contract here. He's looking for a 1-year, $13 million deal. I think I could get, that's a lot of money for 1 year. Maybe if I can get 2 years out of him, I'll bump that up. But we're definitely going to get Budda Baker locked up, offer him a 5-year deal. It's just more so make some eliminations here. Make sure there's not guys that I am playing that are at the bottom. And like Devondre Campbell, yeah, probably can replace him. Corey Peters, Gilbert can be replaced. Hassan Riddick can get placed. The running back, I mean, at least let Kenyon Drake hit the open market and see what running backs are available, because looks like, we've only done 2 rebuilds, but there's absolute money at the running back position in free agency. Larry Fitzgerald, I feel like I'd be doing a disservice to the team if I didn't offer at least let Larry retire as a Cardinal. So yeah, I think actually might come back on a 2-year deal with Pat Pete. And then, see the rest of the chips, let them fall as they may. And at the end of year 1, finding a way to win the division, 9-7. 3-horse race. Us, 49ers, Seattle came down to the final day. Luckily, we got to play the worst team in the division in the Rams and beat them 28-14. And before we do anything, obviously, Larry Fitzgerald, we assume it's his last hurrah. His morale's been maxed out. Hopefully, that helps us get a win here. Big, tough matchup here against the Philadelphia Eagles. Is Clowney a free agent? He can help out. Probably knock Carson Wentz out of the game with a dirty hit. Either way, looking at our offense, defense, dev traits. For dev traits, we had one hidden one that we had to find on the defense, and that was Isaiah Simmons, the rookie out of Clemson. And of course, he is going to be superstar because he is that goddamn freaky, up to an 84 overall. Beast, man. An absolute beast. And we have flexibility with him because if we find a dope strong safety, we can move him to linebacker or just keep him at strong safety. So that versatility is always going to be key. Let's take a look at the stats. How did we win this division? Who played well? Who did not play well? Kyler Murray was 3rd in the NFL in touchdowns. That is going to help. 3,900 yards, 39 touchdowns to 12 picks. That is why I may have Kyler Murray higher than most on my fantasy draft sheets for the 2020 season. Tip, tip, tip. Running the ball, we had not a lot of production. Less than 1,000 yards, 4 touchdowns for Kenyon Drake. Makes it that much obvious what we're going to do with that contract. I'm going to let him hit the market. Kyler Murray had 4 rushing touchdowns, 200 yards. So that's 43 total touchdowns for Kyler Murray. Pretty good season. And look, we had wide receiver 1 numbers from our wide receiver 1. 1,100 yards, 70 touches, and 12 touchdowns for DeAndre Hopkins. We had 950 and 8 for Larry Fitzgerald, 630 and 6 from Hakeem Butler, a brand new tight end. Andy Isabella was my slot wide receiver, and he only got 600 yards, still 7 touchdowns. Very good there. I love seeing that. That gets me going in the morning. Seeing wide receiver 1 sim like wide receiver 1. Even that though, that looks great. But if you're looking at it, DeAndre Hopkins, that is maybe not the touchdowns, but from a yard standpoint, a below average year for Nuck. But good year for Larry Fitzgerald. The offensive line is not great. Defensively, Isaiah Simmons, because he was our sub linebacker, obviously was going to lead the team with tackles, with 105 tackles, 6 2FLs, 2 sacks, 1 pick. Oh my. Even though your brother's kind of a piece of garbage, can't stay off the drugs. Chandler Jones, absolute beast. 18.5 sacks, 9 TFLs, 71 tackles, and there we go. It only took us 3 rebuilds to get a freaky sack season. This is easily the most sacks. I think maybe once or twice we had in the Redskins rebuild, guy go double-digit sacks. I don't think we had anyone in the Bengals. So 18.5 for Chandler Jones. Yeah, that's going to do it. He's an absolute monster. 6 picks for let's go. Pat Pete got him back on that 2-year deal too. Nice little late career resurgence for Patrick Peterson. Love seeing that. Hopefully he's not on the steroids again, because that would be frustrating. We have the number 23 offense in the NFL, which is a little bit weird given the touchdowns. Yearly awards MVP went to Patrick Mahomes. Kyler Murray coming in at number 3. In the NFC, offensive player of the year went to Dak Prescott. Kyler at 3 as well. Defensive player of the year went to Bobby Wagner. Absolutely 18.5 sacks should be higher, but Chandler Jones at 5. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to CeeDee Lamb. Defensive Rookie of the Year went, of course, what a defense. He's not even on the team anymore. Got released. Oh, and it definitely stopped our guy from winning the award. Woo! Yes, Madden. Oh, I love Madden. Kyler Murray was runner-up for quarterback. DeAndre Hopkins, best wide receiver. Pat Pete, best defensive back. That would be real nice at this point in his career. You know, I get it with, you know, we're going to have other opportunities with Simmons. But Pat Pete at 30, getting that star to go up to a superstar would be massive. And now that they actually supposedly fixed, because it was a bug in Madden 20 where based upon your player stats at the end of the season, I believe it was tight ends. Tight end was weird. Like, you know, you would figure if you're top 5 in yards, top 5 touchdowns, tight end, you go up a depth chart, except it didn't work. And I remember for corners in Madden 20, it didn't take interceptions into effect. It was like tackles. So I'd love to see if Pat Pete doesn't go up a depth chart here, you know that there's something still broken with the game, and that would be frustrating. But hey, I'm very happy. Both sides of the ball. Let's win it for Larry. Let's win it for Larry. Battle of the Bird teams. And I'll tell you right now, as an Eagle fan, since I've been a fan, probably have a losing record against it. It felt like, for the most part, every time we played Arizona, they would beat us. So hopefully that trend continues here today. Gentle, please be gentle. Carson Wentz. All right, Philly goes down the field, get a touchdown first. All right, couple third downs, kick the field goal. That's not going to cut it. Need DeAndre Hopkins really to start bullying these Eagles wide. I mean, now, you know, I guess Darius Slay, that's a good matchup. Darius Slay, DeAndre Hopkins. Darius Slay is getting the better, clearly, in this matchup, as we only got 2 field goals, but our defense is playing well. Only holding Philly to 14, but it's too little too late. This classic defense is getting gassed. We get a little instant touchdown there for some juice, but clearly the offense did not care about Larry Fitzgerald. They quite simply couldn't care less if this is his last game, because that was a piss poor effort. That man. I mean, hey, if you're just going out the sim and you're trying to make it look like it was real life, not maybe make it look like it was real life, but make it make sense, not just complaining about the sim. Well, hell, 3 catches, 20 yards, one hell of a game from Darius Slay. No, it's not. I'm going to try to focus things like that now in rebuilds versus being like, oh, DeAndre Hopkins has 3 catches against the Eagles' bad secondary. Sim's garbage. Instead of focusing on how bad the sim is, let's try and make it, you know, it's football, as we possibly can. And that was an exceptional job from that Eagles defense, shutting down DeAndre Hopkins, and hey, 1 and done. Not good enough. Getting year 2. I'm actually going to kind of sit on the sidelines here for free agency. I'm not overly impressed, I guess, with the class in terms of where we're weak. I did think about maybe getting a linebacker, and I was like, oh, look, Anzalone, 26, scheme fit. But that started, I'm like, man, I could probably draft like a 71, 72 type linebacker and just grow and develop him. So, yeah, first time ever so far in Madden 21, I'm sitting on the sidelines. But I'm sitting on the sidelines for a reason. Hat to my side, paying respects, because Larry Fitzgerald has actually decided to hang it up. And it's not like Madden 20 where the guy tells you he's going to retire and he's still literally there for up to 3 years. Larry is gone. Hopefully he's coming back as like a position coach or something like that. Stays in the building. Kind of guy you want in the building. But now it's going to be Hopkins, Christian Kirk, and Andy Isabella leading the wide receiver core next season. So for our first pick in the draft, at pick 21, might as well show you that we need a corner, and the player that just went before us was a 77 corner that's going within the division. Anthony Harrison there to from Alabama to the 49ers. So I'm kind of here like, all right, still really need a corner or offensive lineman, and the offensive linemen are absolutely garbage. So I'm more so right now, I'm looking at this guy. Andrew Taylor, still got an early first-round talent. The skills look good. Combine is solid. Definitely solid. I think this got to be the pick. Even though we kept Pat Pete, bringing in Andrew Taylor, 76 normal dev, number 9 in true value, getting him at pick 21. You know, solid player. Definitely going to be able to be corner 3 for sure as a rookie. So to recap the draft, happy with the draft. I mean, we got a solid corner here. Andrew Taylor, as you saw. We got Beard, Isaiah Beard. But looking, he's a run stopper. I think we're going to be able to move him inside a middle linebacker and not have to worry about, you know, that Devondre Campbell. We're going to be able to replace that when we talked about Alex Anzalone in free agency. And I said I could probably get one. I mean, 70, that's a solid starting spot. I can work with that. Third round here, we got Daryl Conley. Remember the corner, 5th round, that had late first-round talent? Oh, just hidden depth. Big build, could probably play safety at some point, 5'11", 210, but 72 hidden dev. The speed, speed acceleration looks good. Play rec, he's a smart player, got some good press to him. I like seeing that. We get a 66 guard and a brand new starting punter out of Eastern Washington, Grant James, 69 overall. So really solid. I do want to see, though, that corner that just went off before we got him, Anthony Harrison out of Alabama, 79. Hey, it's only a normal dev, okay? Not that bad. I'll take it. Good draft. Happy with it. Year 2 for Arizona, looking to make back-to-back playoff appearances and dedicate this season to Larry Fitzgerald. Offensively, I mean, the running back room, we didn't go the direction of bringing back Kenyon Drake. So, hey, big season for Chase Edmonds. Love for him to go up depth trade. 5'9", 210, 25 out of Fordham. Nice small school player. But again, you can't even, you got, who's this? I'll take that. Hidden Dev UDFA, sure. But you like to look at Kyler Murray, 82, and think he could get the job done, but something just doesn't feel right with this offense without seeing Larry Fitzgerald out there. But it's going to be Hopkins' show, Christian Kirk, Andy Isabella. Time for these guys to step up. Another year for Akeem Butler at tight end. Offensive line, Bennett, late round pick, actually gets to start at right guard after earning that job. But you're kind of getting the feeling now in Madden 21, especially if you're using generated draft classes, that you get like someone like Josh Jones, right? He was 66 as a rookie. You pretty much want to play those guys right away year 1 because you're not getting any help in the draft. You might as well get these guys going, developing, getting XP, because 72 here is still better than like the 65 that you're going to find first, second, third round at the tackle spot in the draft. Defensively, we're coming along. Front, we're going Lecky Fotu now at D tackle. I think he's going to be solid. Probably could need help here sooner than later, but for the time being, it's okay. Pat Pete coming off 6 picks. Did not go up dev trade. Love seeing that. Quite simply love having a guy get 6 picks, win DB of the year right there, and no dev trade. Glad to know that they just did not improve that whatsoever. We got Murphy, Taylor, our first round pick, and Conley, the mid round pick with the dev trade. I really do like our secondary. Throw in Budda Baker and Isaiah Simmons. This might be one of the best secondaries in the NFL. Linebacking core, Beard will start along with Hicks. Jones, sensational, 18.5 sacks. Did regress, which is not great. And Hassan Riddick, dev trade. What up a dev trade? Of course, Hassan Riddick would go up dev trade, but not Patrick Peterson. Oh my God. You're not supposed to touch your face during like COVID and stuff, even though where I live, there's no cases right now. But Madden's going to give me COVID because I have to keep rubbing my face in frustration for what's going on in this game. We'll make, for some, everything here is good, except I definitely will put Simmons back at sub linebacker. But yeah, let's go year 2, man. 10 wins, double digits. That's the next stop on this road and journey to a Super Bowl title. And something that's cool, I think for only the second time in 3 rebuilds, we have a player go up dev trade. And like the first time, for whatever reason, was Joe Mixon and the Bengals rebuild going from superstar to X Factor. I've missed out on probably dozens of normal to stars, but we get one here for Andy Isabella now with a star dev trait. So another nice wide receiver to help cope with the loss of Larry Legend. Midway point of year 2, and I guess we're just missing the spirit of Larry Fitzgerald. 2 and 5 bottom dwellers in the West. Gonna go from first to last, worst to first to worst. That's not even a thing people say, but we're gonna do it most likely. Why? What's going on here? Is Kyler sucking? Middle of the park. He's only middle. It's not his fault. He's only he's so small. You can't expect him to carry a franchise. Contract. So we got Chandler Jones, wants a 3-year deal. Yep, pretty much. Pay whatever. Christian Kirk, definitely want to keep him in the building. Keep him to his 28. Got him locked up. Edmonds, solid running. Oh. All right, now I think I do. Oh my God, I actually don't want to pay him that much. 16 million. Can't get blinded by the dev trade. Look at what we have left. Max Williams replaceable. He's tight end 2. Edmonds, again, I think more so we'll test our luck in the draft or maybe free agency again. Pretty much just go running back by committee. So we'll definitely hammer out a 3-year contract extension with Chandler Jones. But that's about it. And surprise, surprise, given how we started the year, we didn't make the playoffs. We did win a couple games down the stretch to finish 6 and 10, somewhat respectable, but you don't like trending down, especially with a young team that's like supposed to just continually rising up. Just out of nowhere, just a sucking, yeah, it was random. It's random, but we're up to an 84, +4 overall throughout the season. Do we have devs? Yes, we actually did have a hidden dev trade on the defensive side of the ball. One of the young corners. Let's see what he's doing. See how he's doing. How he's coping life in the NFL. So we did actually have that dev trade for Andy Isabella, which you saw So our wide receiver room is kind of stacked. Definitely need some help on the O-line. Would be nice if Butler would go up a dev trade, or we could bring in a running back with a dev trade. Defensively, Conley had a star dev. Still a nice-looking player, 75. Good with that, because now, you know, Pat Pete's only going to regress, unfortunately, because he didn't go off that dev trade for getting 6 picks a year ago. So, and when he kind of gets fizzled out, we will have Murphy, Conley, and Taylor to pick up the slack. So that's good. Kind of future-proofing that position a little bit. Simmons up to an 87. Budda Baker has been really, really nice as well. Statistically, what went wrong? Kyler Murray, 28 touchdowns, 10 picks, 4,300 yards. Not bad. Run the ball was clearly an issue. Maybe should have invested at the running back position in the draft or free agency, especially when you saw all the guys that were there. Ooh, wide receiver ones playing like wide receiver ones. Shouldn't be something that's so hard, but few and far between. But I love seeing that. 90 catches, 1,300 yards, 9 touchdowns for DeAndre Hopkins. We got 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns for Christian Kirk. Almost 750 and 3 for Isabella, 6 and 2 for Butler. I'm pleased. I'm very happy with those numbers. Byron Murphy leading the team in tackles. I don't know about that. That's a huge... Watch him go up a dev trade now. Let's just see if that thing kind of carried over. He was starting on a star dev. If he goes up to superstar dev, you know it's still tied into tackles for corner. And that's a little frustrating because the best corners don't really like to tackle. He did have 3 picks, though. 8 sacks, Chandler Jones. Big time regression. Solid year to Zach Allen, though. For only like a 71 set. Ooh, he's up to he started the year as a 71. Now he's up to a 75. We might have a player developing here in Arizona on the defensive side of the ball. That's a respectable year. 3 picks there for Murphy, 2 for Simmons. I mean, that's a big year to Isaiah Simmons, too. And the rookie Taylor, 99 tackles, 2 picks. That's some nice young players here. With the number 18 offense in the NFL defensively. 21st. So it's, yeah, not good. We're a bubble team. MVP is a Patrick Mahomes. And the NFC Annie Award winners. Brady got offensive. Tavai defensive. Andrew Taylor defensive rookie of the year. And he beat out the guy in the Niners. Nice. For the individual awards, not seeing anything for our Cardinals. It's just a bad year. Throwaway year. But now we know what we kind of have to do in the offseason and probably prioritize, maybe bringing in a running back in particular in through free agency. So as we get to free agency, actually some really, really big name players here, but we're not going to just, you know, spend for the sake of spending just because of the name value. Very, very interesting Baker Mayfield in free agency. But look at the running backs here. I mean, 28. I just don't want the 3-4-year deals for these guys. So I'm going to go with the best looking contract, which is Penny, because if we can get him at that 29 jump off point for running backs, really lifespan in the NFL, unfortunately. And he's 26, star dev, got something working there. So interesting opportunity here. So we're going to come in with a bigger bid than the Denver Broncos to hopefully land his services. And also look at this guy. This random UDFA rookie. No bids on him. Got that dev trade. I think we could find a way to utilize that. And very nice. First 2 free agents in this rebuild. And we're 2-0, locking them up. Now it's time to discuss the 5th-year option for Kyler Murray. And absolutely do not, you know, I pretty much want that free year of his contract looking nice and not have to pay him $1 trillion billion. So yes, we will pick up that 5th-year option on Kyler Murray's contract. Taking a look at our draft. Whoa, let's get the mic a little closer here. Taking a look at the draft. It was a solid haul. Absolutely a solid haul. We started in the first round with a D tackle out of West Virginia, Brian Pendleton, 77 with a normal, but for us, he will be a defensive end. I'm not sure what side he's going to play. Zach Allen, one side. We got the aging Jordan Phillips, more expensive Jordan Phillips on the other. Either way, he stays as a 77. Perfect fit. We got a 70 middle linebacker, Spencer Forbes. It kind of went BPA, and it just so happened that it was a really, really strong D-line class. We got Derek Lacey here, who also will be moving to defensive end. Hopefully, much like the first round pick, his rating won't shift too much. It did a little bit. We got a 70 D tackle. We got a 66 depth tight end. And then we got Carson Wentz's brother out of Vandy as our new starting kicker. Solid haul. Absolutely a solid haul. Happy with this draft. So as we gear up for year 3, absolutely need to bounce back in the playoffs. That year 2, we'll just put it in the past. Let's focus on year 1 and build off of that. We're at 81 overall now that all the more Allen, all that was crazy little boost, have worn off the squad. So we get a true read of where we're at. Kyler Murray, 86 overall. He's been solid. He's been good. No real worries, but maybe I thought he would have taken his game up just, not had that dip in production last year, I guess. Because he was on MVP form. He made the MVP list. And then last year wasn't even honorable mention. We got Rashad Penny now as the lead dog in our backfield. DeAndre Hopkins, Christian Kirk, and Isabella for our 3 starting wide receivers, all with dev traits. O-line is still, it's still a work in progress. We got Macklin here, who we signed as a free agent. With the dev trait, I mean, what's the difference in XP? It takes him 4,000 to go up. Pugh is 44,000. Bennett is 7. How old's Pugh? 32. Nah, whatever. We'll just keep it as is. We'll keep it as is. Look at the defense. D-line is solid here. We have a little bit of a controversy here. What's the XP here? For Phillips is 18,000. Zach Allen, it is 10. So we'll put Allen at right end. We'll go Fotu nose tackle. Pendleton, our first round pick, will go at D end. He's already up to a 78. As you can see, the secondary, new lead dog in the secondary, as Patrick Peterson has continued the decline in terms of his overall. But we got Byron Murphy Jr., 84. Worked to get him up to a scheme fit as well, man-to-man. So that is really, really solid. And we still got Conley and Taylor behind. So we're good at corner. Budda Baker, Isaiah Simmons are on point. How is Hassan Riddick continuing to go up dev trait every year? I don't think he led the team in tackles last year. There's something wrong. There is something broken if 33 tackles is making you go up a dev trait. If 42 tackles there is 100% something broken. Like someone send that to a dev or something like that. How is Hassan Riddick it's not like he's getting weekly scenarios that are triggering and I'm being able to achieve. How is with 50, I could have seen him getting in one of those years maybe. But he's getting like less than 50% of the stats he was getting when he was a starter, and now he's just developing ridiculously fast, like the former first-round pick prospect that he was. I'm not gonna complain about that. It's just, I don't know. When you have Patrick Peterson getting 6 interceptions and not going and not moving the needle a little bit on the dev trade, but Riddick is barely playing, and he's been the fastest developer on this entire team, you gotta raise some questions. But it's year 3. Need to get back in the playoffs. Need to establish yourself as a perennial playoff team now here in the NFC and in the NFL. And it all starts year 3. A terrific stopping point here in year 3 as we have a 42-17 victory over divisional rival Seattle Seahawks. We had a weekly reward where Kyler Murray had 5 total touchdowns. 4 through the air, 1 on the ground. Very happy seeing that. And then, oh lottie, I got a dev trait scenario for Isaiah Simmons to go from superstar to a superstar X Factor. He's calling his shot. We need to get less than 100 passing yards. Good luck in the sim. But the 3 turnovers or Isaiah Simmons with all, I think we got a chance. So let's actually just sim that game, see if we hit that, because getting Isaiah Simmons up to an X Factor would be pretty cool. Losing effort, 17-7. Doesn't mean he didn't get it. Yeah, he didn't get it. That's a tough sell anyways. I think even dating back to Madden 20, might have 5 dev trait upgrades from superstar to superstar X Factors on the defensive side of the ball through the sim. So we are now here week in 10. Somewhat happy with our roster. Somewhat happy with our overall. Somewhat happy with our record. Some people are just still, why haven't we won 3 Super Bowls yet? So we are 4-3-1, tied with the 49ers for second. 6-2 Rams are the top dogs. Actually, let's sim again. Let's just keep it right here because that's a huge game. Can we knock them off? No. So maybe it's not our year. 4-4-1. Maybe we can have good contract signings and then build for a year 4. So we're going to start here with DeAndre Hopkins looking for $117 million over 5 seasons. Yeah, you're the best wide receiver we've had in the sim that's not been playing in this slot, so I pretty much will keep DeAndre Hopkins for as long as we can. Same with Byron Murphy Jr., 5-year contract. Andy Isabella, another player that I want to stay in our offense. I mean, we got a lot of salary cap that we're working with, so we can really continue to offer these kind of deals. Hassan Riddick, he's probably going to be an X factor for some reason because he's glitched out, so make sure he's not walking away. Might as well continue with the Keem Butler experiment at tight end. He's been solid, but considering how much, there's only so much of the ball can go around, and he's still producing. Zach Allen, don't know if it's ready to give up on him and his development. Plus, that's a really reasonable deal. 4 years, $16 million. Of course he wants more money. Gaillard here, been versatile. Interior line, guard, center, can play it all. So we'll get him locked up. Beautiful, beautiful. This is... How many free? It feels like I've been scrolling for hours. Okay, so I definitely... Ooh, Jalen Thompson's developing nicely. Maybe give you something like a 4-year. And that could give us some flexibility to potentially move Budda Baker around, because Budda Baker does not need to be exclusively tied down to the free safety position. But in terms of the big contracts, definitely got to come back for DeAndre Hopkins. I plan to at least give one more bid to Pat Pete, but if not, we do have the young guys behind him on the corner depth chart that can potentially take over. Definitely want Hakeem Butler. Intrigued by Jalen Thompson. I mean, at this point for our offensive line, we might as well, if you're 75 or above, you're probably realistically not a bad contract unless it's Justin Pugh. Okay? So he's gone, but that is a lot of impending free agents, but luckily we have a lot of money available to make some deals happen. All right, I'm recording this because this could get interesting. This is like our 3rd time trying to get DeAndre Hopkins lined up, so let's give him a cool 12 mil. He still wants more bonus. All right, we'll be back in a week, and if we don't get it, he's gone. I mean, we might have to franchise tag him. There's no way he needs more money than that. Come on. Thank you. And the conclusion of year 3, we gotta... Something needs to give here. We need to be able to take our game to the next level. You know, maybe the fact that like almost all the rookies I'm drafting here in these rebuilds are normal dev. It's not like I'm getting big, exciting game changers on either side of the ball. Maybe that's what's hurting us here just a little bit. Looking at offense here, no dev traits, nothing crazy like that. Nothing on the defense. I'm firmly expecting somehow Hassan Riddick, who's sitting on that superstar dev, who had 45 tackles this year, to be an X factor, which is definitely and clearly rightfully deserved. But we just, I don't know, man. We need like one more guy to help move that needle to make this team from a barely 500 team to a 10-win plus. Looking at the stats, not bad from Kyler. Top 5 in passing touchdowns, 34 passing touchdowns to 10 picks, almost 4,000 yards. Run game still not exactly there, which is kind of annoying given the money we invested in Rashad Penny in free agency. We got over 1,000 yards and 5 touchdowns for Hopkins, 9 and 13 from Christian Kirk. Isabella with 8 and 6. Butler with an okay season, acceptable numbers. But, I mean, that's explosive offense. We need to capitalize on this, man. Kyler and those guys are doing enough. Chicks on the team here with 103 tackles, 9.5 sacks for Chandler Jones, 12 TFLs, 14 TFLs, 6.5 sacks for the first-round pick, Brian Pendleton. Not bad. Could be off, you know, defensive rookie of the year unless they give it to Nigel Bradham. Byron Murphy led the team with 4 interceptions, 3 for Isaiah Simmons, 2 for Budda Baker. So definitely the best interception production we've had through the first 3 years. Number 20 on offense, which is weird. I guess total offense. Top 10 defense. Okay. I'm not going to say anything bad about this, but I could totally understand why some people in this video could see that being not a great and perfect call for MVP. Kyler Murray coming in at number 6 in the NFC. Offensive Player of the Year went to Aaron Rodgers. Murray at 3. Defensive Player of the Year, Deion Jones. More so seeing if we have any. No, of course not. A little bit of an off year for Cardinals for individual accolades. Just an off year in general. Let's get in the offseason, and hopefully year 4 is going to be better than the first 3. My light just kind of dimmed, and I don't hate it. I don't know if this is a game changer for you guys in the webcam. I don't know. I bought a $300 light, and it's on like 3% now for some reason, and I'm not as squinty. I feel like I don't know if it looks better. Hopefully it does. Either way, what I hope looks better is these free agents. I need stuff that's for positions of need, and all these things so far have not been working out that way. But I have found at least an O-lineman that looks somewhat intriguing. That's Cody Ford. He played guard tackle at Oklahoma. I'm kind of more so right now looking for a new starting left guard to take over for Justin Pugh. So with no other bids on him, hopefully we can secure his services for the next 2 years and just continue to have an above average offensive line. And hopefully Kyler Murray can kind of pull a Russell Wilson, you know, divisional rival. Russell Wilson's doing his thing with a garbage O-line. Hopefully Kyler Murray can do the same here in the final 2 years. Fifth-year option for Isaiah Simmons, much like Kyler Murray, absolutely going to pick up that and just kick that big old contract extension that he's going to be requiring just down the road a little further. So with the 15th pick in the draft, not exactly sure how to delegate the biggest position of need. I would argue maybe linebacker. I'm looking here. You got Fernando Sanchez. Definitely more of a linebacker than he is edge rusher, but he's only mid-first. Glenn Walters in the second round is also a mid-first. I would love to be able to scoop him up. I don't know if he's still going to be there. We definitely don't need a D-line at this point, even though there's still good value. Who knows? 6th round, I'll definitely take a guy that's late first round talent here, like Dylan Mitchell, 41 reps on the bench press. But you can see up here, someone like Jason Stevens is an early first-round edge rusher. And while Zach Allen's fine, we got Pendleton. There's no dev trait there. We're still kind of fishing for that dev trait because if Steven comes out, superstar dev, something like that, we're going to be a little bit more forgiving if we want to move on from some of those contracts that we just recently handed out. Or, you know, with Rashad Penny, do we finally go and get Kyler Murray a legitimate weapon at running back that he hasn't had since ever? And this guy looks so good. Rashad Perkins out of Florida State, 5'8", 214, good build. Oh, that's the guy. Doing it. That guy looks so good. Oh, give me some dev traits, man. How come I never get dev traits in this game? 77, normal, number 5, and true value. I mean, hell of a player, but give me some dev traits. Come on. Well, I'm still kind of happy with the draft class. We're getting really good players. Perkins is solid. More likely we'll be able to take over for Rashad Penny because we didn't sign Rashad Penny to a long-term deal. We can get out of that contract. It won't be too hard. 2nd round, we got Alani Hood, center from Notre Dame. He's a 73 normal. Just solid get on the O-line. 6'4", 2. Got some solid length to him. Might be able to move him all over the offensive line. That could be like, you know, an athletic right tackle if you wanted to. 3rd round, we got Demian Finch. 6'4", 250 linebacker middle. That's a huge linebacker. Old school thumper with modern day athleticism. That guy's actually an insane player. 85 speed, 89 acceleration, the hit power, the pursuit. Sign me up. We got a 69 tight end here, just more so depth. Our best pick, Dylan Mitchell, 4th round defensive tackle of Ohio State, 73. We got a depth trade. And he's actually kind of, he can play nose tackle like that. 94 strength, 6'3", 310 plus. Okay. We got ourselves a baller right here. But unfortunately, I don't know. We might actually find a way to get this guy starting to maximize that depth trait. Because I was saying maybe we could keep him at D tackle, but Fotu's been probably developing quicker than Zach Allen or Jordan Phillips or anyone like that. So it's a good problem to have now. We got a little bit of something there. Now, if they bless me with a superstar dev, that would be phenomenal. That would make up for the little dry spell we're going for right now in terms of drafting players with hidden dev traits. But hey, look at this. Still, yet in any of my rebuilds, have I yet to draft anyone below a 60 overall. And you take like the average of this draft, that's like a, what, a 70? 71? That's a lot of picks. So we're drafting well. If we could just get the dev trait luck drop to go smidgen, I think we're going to be winning Super Bowls left, right, and center. So as we gear up for year 4, I feel like now might be time to pull that ace. We've kind of been holding up our sleeves here in this rebuild. It's not on the offense. The offense is here. We got Perkins. So at least we have a good 1-2 punch at running back. We got Cody Ford in on the interior of this line. So it's still not a, you're not going to see this O-line in the Hall of Fame. Let's just put it that way. But they're good enough, I think, in Madden 21 to, make it so the offense can still operate. However, that ace that I'm talking about is this man, Isaiah Simmons. You look at our safety, we have Budda Baker 92. We have Jalen Thompson, we resigned. He's only 25.79, who could handle the deal at strong safety. But you look at the weakness here of the team, we're a little soft in the middle. Have been skipping core day. So we take someone like Simmons, who's a 91 strong safety, and move in middle linebacker. I don't know if his rating's going to go up or down. I'm assuming it might 91. If we can get him like 89, maybe 90, 89, 90, somewhere in that range. Even 88 wouldn't be too bad. And it's 88, so there we go. We got that little bit of an ace, and we upgraded essentially having a 73 middle linebacker as part of our inside there to getting a 79 strong safety. So it's just, again, allocating resources around this defense to put the best possible lineup out there. And one to watch for sure is Mitchell here, the D tackle we got mid-round with that dev trait. Just keep an eye on that. Hopefully it's something better than a star, because if it's a star, he probably won't gain that much leeway on any of the other 3 starters that we have ahead of him. But it'd still be a nice depth player to have. Maybe we can get a fancy trade if we have to go a little bit more of a Hail Mary, year 5 Super Bowl or bust. But I think this team is more than talented enough on both sides of the ball. Here in year 4, we're at 83 overall, 83 offense, 84 defense. We're more than talented to get back into the playoffs like we were in year 1. All right, so looking at the contracts here, I've already kind of started negotiating, getting an idea, and we have Kyler Murray, who already rejected a 6-year, $209 million contract. Luckily, we do have really good salary situation, so we'll be able to hammer home a deal. We got Fotu and Josh Jones locked up and definitely paying dividends. These are 2 guys at the very beginning of this rebuild that I was like, yeah, should we start them? Should we not start them? And the development has worked. The gamble has paid off. There's a depth, probably don't. Look who has come crawling back, bouncing around the league. Finally, Josh Rosen back to the team that picked him in the first round. He's back to where he belongs as a backup, unfortunately. But yeah, we'll have to come back with Kyler Murray. It'll probably cost $212, somewhere in that range, to lock him into that 6-year contract. But luckily, we're year 4. Year 5, not really going to feel the sting of that contract. So that's good for us. Thank God the NFC's awful this year. 9-7 is like a runaway winner with the NFC West. All right, beggars can't be choosers at this point, but nice making the playoffs in year 4. A little bit of a weird gap making the playoffs in year 1. It's probably just, it took us that long to get over the loss of Larry Fitzgerald. We just never could replace that leadership within the locker room. But as you can see, Kyler Murray, insane. He's in the 90s, 94 right now with that morale boost. I mean, everyone got that morale boost on offense, which is definitely going to help and go a long way with the O-line, which is probably below average, the weakness of the team. But defensively, we're looking good. The dev trait has been unveiled for Mitchell. He's up to an 80. 81. Ooh. Let's see what, let's just, at this point, let's shuffle him to a D end. What happens? Does that rating go up? Does it go down? Does it stay the same? Left-handed, so we might as well just see what it does at left defensive end. So he's an 81 D tackle, and he goes to a set. Ooh. That's not as good. Times like this that I kind of almost wish I played with injuries on, because I draft so much solid depth over the years. I would maybe be prepared if that had to be tested. But look at our stats here for getting back to the playoffs. Kyler Murray was, all right, 4,000 yards, 28 touchdowns, 9 picks. So he's been fairly consistent. 1,000 yards for Rashad Penny, 9 touchdowns for Perkins. So yeah, we got a little bit of help from the running backs this season, which has not been the case really at any point so far for this Cardinals rebuild. Less than 1,000 yards for DeAndre Hopkins, 8 touchdowns. We got 9 and 4 for Kirk, almost 750 and 7 from Isabella, 730 and 5 for Hakeem Butler. So, the whole is better than maybe Hopkins just having a dominant year and everyone else being pedestrian. Defensively, 103 tackles, Pat Pete leading the team for why, for some reason. But we got 13 sacks for Chandler Jones. Good to see him back up into double digits. 8 sacks for Zach Allen. And picks are a little bit lower than what they were a year ago. 17th offense in the NFL, 13th defense. So yeah, we're a solid team. Aaron Rodgers is the MVP. My God, Nick Foles is on a tear right now. For individual awards, I'm not seeing... who is this guy? Enrique Beckham. I just want to see what the hell's going on up there in Chicago. Oh, so it's just like last year with Trubisky. The Bears are godlike. But, oh, Nick Foles, yeah, don't worry, boss. Just averaging 42 touchdowns since I've gone to Chicago. Who's this Beckham guy? Jesus, he's been unreal since he's come in the league. Enrique Beckham. Oh, my God. What is going on in Chicago? I wish I was doing that rebuild right now. But here we are. Still going to be happy with where we're at. Made the playoffs. Kyler Murray's playing solid. He got paid. He has that financial security that maybe he can just play freer. And we're going to get bigger boomer bust games. And we need that more than ever as we faced the team that we faced the first time we made the playoffs, the Philadelphia Eagles. They're 9-6-1. They're beatable for sure. Let's go beat them. Last time we were in Philly. This time we're in Arizona, wherever they play, like the University of Phoenix, which is like a scam online university. But whatever. You know, as long as they put the grass out there, they wheel that grass out on the field, we're going to be good. And look at that. We're playing much better at home than we were 3 years ago. 21-7. So far, so good. Defense doing their job. Offense so far, that's efficient. 3 touchdowns a half. I will be satisfied if they can maintain that pace here. 2 more to go. Come on. Let's finish this off. 18-point lead. Okay, this should be good. Barring an epic collapse, which I don't see happening because their defense is so solid. We go over 30 points. And outside of a garbage time touchdown for the Eagles, a very professional playoff victory for the Arizona Cardinals. 31-17. Kyler Murray, 269 yards. Nice. 3 touchdowns. We have 81 yards for Rashad Penny. I'll take it, man. And just like that, finally. Took longer than expected, but we got some playoff momentum. Let's get on a roll. All right, we're just going to run through all the bird teams. 9-7 Cardinals, 9-7 Falcons. Still at State Farm Stadium. Is that really where Arizona plays? That's an awful name. All right, divisional round game. I don't know why I just hit play. But I'm going to come in for 1 play and show you the kind of damage that I can do from the defensive side. Come on. Oh, come on. Hey, you know what I can do? I can let them get the first down, but I bend, but don't break, baby. How many games have you seen? That's what I do. That's the kind of defense I offer. All right, so Atlanta gets a touchdown on that drive. We're able to equalize here. Both defenses seem to try to, you know, keep it reasonably, not let either team blow each other out, which is good. And we're only down. Ooh. All right, we're down 6. Come back, you know, touchdown. We're going to be good. Not looking so hot. Oh, but until right now. Okay, we get a field goal. Down a field goal. Can I get another field goal, please? Nope. But their defense is hanging tough. Come down. 4th. Yeah, let's do it. Let's come in. Come down out of that skybox. And let's help them win. Or at least help them get in position to win. 4th and 3. Screen pass. Rashad Penny. Yes, sir. First down. At the 2-minute warning. We're rolling. We're on the 45. Now let's let them do this. Come on. Oh, another 4th down. You make me feel so dirty about coming in and helping you. Just take my 1 or 2 snaps and be able to use that as motivation to play well in the sim. But here we go. We got Penny again. Not a lot of people looking to tackle Rashad Penny on the Atlanta Falcons there. I could argue I would have liked to see a little bit more fire at the line of scrimmage. And there we go. Arizona gets the go-ahead touchdown. 1-point lead. Thank God. That was a little nerve-wracking. But we were able to get the job done. Little assistance, slight assistance, but I didn't want to lose that way. I don't think so. And a 1-point victory for Arizona, who will be heading to the NFC Championship game. A game that they have definitely struggled with in the past. I can think of 2 championship games that might not have went very well for them. Carson Palmer comes to mind, but that's some morale there. Kyler Murray got some 2 playoff wins. He's definitely a quarterback that if he can get hot, he can become, you know, and play like the best quarterback in the NFL. And hopefully that's this run. Hopefully he can play as half as good as Nick Foles. And if he does that, I think we'll win the Super Bowl. Oh, so you're saying our Lions franchise has a chance. 8-8 Detroit. What? Well, you know what they say. You know, Madden 21 franchise is not really that much more different than Madden 20, as you're seeing here with some of the records and awards. And just, as you're seeing here in this franchise, you might be seeing a lot of similarities to Madden 20. I don't know why that would be. But still, for as many faults as this game has, going on a Super Bowl run in a rebuild, it's always good. It always gets you up in the morning. So here we go. We got the 8-8 Detroit Lions. And we're not that much better. We had 1 more win. We shouldn't feel that much high and mightier, even though, I mean, come on. So, I mean, hey, Detroit's handling us right now. Not too bad. Up to a 16-7 lead. We're pressing and couldn't get any points to close out the first half. But our defense has done a great job. Oh, my God, there's a turnover there. To settle for a field goal is a little brutal, but a 1-point lead. 17-16 here into the fourth quarter. Our defense has been the strength of the team, which is a little bit weird. I would have figured Kyler Murray would have been just lighting opposing teams up, and then
fucking bullshit!
So for our final free agency, we had that massive Kyler Murray contract, which kind of hinders us a little bit, and it's because it's year 5. You want to make like the one biggest upgrade you possibly can, and for us, it is a bid that very well might not fall in our favor because the Chargers and Rams both are going heavy, and I mean, you're picking a market between LA and Arizona, you're probably going to Arizona, right? But either way, as you can see, Tunsil over DJ Humphries is the biggest upgrade that presents itself here in free agency. I mean, obviously, we swing and miss. It's only in the first wave, and then maybe we come up with something stupid like just giving Fletcher Cox a whole lot of money. So, all right. So Larry Tunsil doesn't want to sign. We have to find a way to improve the team. I do not want that $15 million burning a hole. Okay, maybe Darren Waller. All right, let's do that. Darren Waller at tight end. Another weapon. I mean, you can always have 2 solid tight ends. We'll give him a 3-year, $26 million. Give us the #1 bid over the Patriots, over the Green Bay Packers, who are both trying to finally get a new tight end. And there we go. Darren Waller picks us. Money talks. Bullshit walks. 5th-year contract. I mean, it doesn't matter because we're not even going to see that. So, hey, why not, though? We'll give him that. Maybe there's something in the algorithm. You give a guy his 5th-year option, he wants to play better or something. I don't know. So for our draft board, which has been kind of consistent throughout this rebuild, is like our best picks are guys that are like nowhere near like the first round and stuff like that. We got a lot of depth here at D tackle. Got a late first rounder in the 6th, a late first rounder in the 5th, late first rounder in the 5th. You got a mid-second in the 4th, a late first in the 3rd. And the 2nd, another late. I mean, the best value pick, though, is this guy. Brandon Rice out of Mississippi State. 4th rounder, early first round grade at corner. 6'3" with a 4.38. I just think we just go BPA and we'll grab, I mean, yeah, let's just do it. Let's grab this guy. No dev, because of course I can't get a dev trade. You know, that's all it gets. It's a little scratch of frustration on the old cheek there. I mean, he's still a really good player. #5 in true value. Draft him at 29. 76 normal dev. I mean, getting 6'3" with that kind of athletic traits. Just, give me dev traits, man. And for our final draft here with the Arizona Cardinals, we still continue to draft particularly well. If you could just, ignore the dev traits. We got 2 64 linemen late. I think we got the dev trait. Oh, no, it's on here. Look at this, man. The 5th round, 64, Matt Biddle from Georgia Tech, 64 hidden dev. Counts, I guess. I mean, I would much like it at the other end of the draft boards, but a bunch of 60s here. We got a 70. I mean, D tackles have been growing up. It's D tackles and corners so far here in Madden 21. Those are the money positions. Those are the positions that these guys just grow on trees. So keep that in mind just from watching me, that when you guys get your hands on Madden 21, if you need a corner, if you need a D tackle, maybe don't spend that money on the free agent and get them for, rookie contracts in the draft because they're always there. But Brandon Rice, solid player, I guess. I mean, we didn't pick up the option on Pat Pete, so always adding more competition to the corner room is a good thing. But I don't know. Was this a good enough offseason to propel us to becoming one of the best teams in the NFC? Only one way to find out. All right, this is it. This is going to be the defining moment. There's a reason why we picked Arizona, and that was because I knew it was a team we could win a Super Bowl with. I cannot start 0-3. So we're at 87 overall. We took them from 79 to an 87 over a 5-year period. We needed inspiration. So maybe, just maybe, if we make the Super Bowl, I don't know, we might have to bust out Weapon X here, the new Weapon X. But we still have Kyler Murray. Clearly is still our starter. 91 superstar dev, but he's never really had, I guess, maybe that breakout year outside of 20. And what happened there? Why was that year so different? Like, literally our wide receiver corps only got better from that period on. So I don't know. We need that kind of Kyler Murray to show up here in year 5. We still got Hopkins doing his thing at 98. Kirk at 92. Isabella at 87. Bringing in Darren Waller as our 1 free agency signing. He's an 86. So the skill position players have never been stronger around Kyler Murray. The O-line has never been stronger around Kyler Murray. Defensively has never been that strong. I mean, look at that. Front three, average overall of like an 81. Corners, we got Murphy, 89. Taylor's an 81. Conley, 79. Thompson, 81. Budda Baker doing his thing at a 94. Maybe not shocking that he's the highest overall player on our defense, but definitely deserved it. But what I'm getting at is our secondary. I think that stacks up against anyone in the league. The linebacking core, same thing. We got Chandler Jones, the sack artist. Simmons just being a freak of nature. Hassan Riddick living up to maybe that first-round potential, getting a couple unjust dev trade upgrades throughout this rebuild, but I'm not going to overly complain about that one. So, I mean, 87 overall team. This is a team that absolutely, at minimum, should get us that ticket to the playoffs, and then at least I can pop a Barrett a little bit and guide them to at least a Super Bowl appearance, but they need to give me a chance over the next 17 weeks. Let's get it. Man, when I was simming this, just initially not seeing a game, knowing I lost week 17, I thought we didn't make the playoffs. But we did. The sim magic for year 5 helped us out. 11-4 and an ugly tie. I guarantee one of them came for the Rams. 5-9-2. But 11, best record. Could not have come at a better time. Got a first round bye. 89 over. Let's just sim right away here to figure out who our opponent is that we're going to smoke. Is it a bird team? It's the Eagles again. 8-8 Philly. We got a team leader wanting to speak up. Andrew Taylor, a member of our very first draft class, our very first round pick of the rebuild, plus 20 more out for the defense. We're going to need it. But we got Philly again. You know, it's run it back, man. Best of 3, I suppose. And they're only 8-8. So luckily, it's not just going to be relying on the sim. I get to hop in and play that one. So we don't have to really worry too much, do we? I don't know. I kind of suck at this game anyways. But how do we win the NFC West? Our 3rd divisional title of the rebuild, I believe. Kyler Murray was good. Top 10 in touchdowns. 34 touchdowns, 14 picks, 3,900 yards. The rushing attack was, it was there. Receiving over 1,000 yards and 12 touchdowns for DeAndre Hopkins. Over 1,007 for Christian Kirk. 7-5 for our big free agency signing, Darren Waller, coming over from the Raiders. Almost 503 there from Andy Isabella. Defensively, Isaiah Simmons was insane. 130 tackles, 5 TFLs, 5.5 sacks, 2 interceptions. We got 8 sacks from Chandler Jones, 8 from Mitchell, 7 from Pendleton. Happy with those numbers. 14 TFLs from Zach Allen as well. So our run defense, legit, living in opponents' backfields. 5 picks, Byron Murphy. I feel like he's got a lot of interceptions in this rebuild. Yeah, look at that. It's been like consistently solid numbers. Appreciate you. Appreciate you carrying the torch from Pat Pete. So we were the number 17 offense in the NFL. Defensively, we're probably top 10. Gotta be top 10. 3rd. All right. Again, bet you didn't expect the Kyler Murray Cardinals rebuild to be led by Isaiah Simmons in the defense. Joe Shepard, some random guy, was the MVP for the Titans. Kyler Murray coming in at number 9. Offensive... come on. Come on. Kyler Murray, number 4 for Offensive Player of the Year. Khalil Mack is your Defensive Player of the Year. In terms of Cardinals getting awards, still just getting completely slept on. It's no way. Mitchell Trubisky's back. I thought he was gone. The meme from Madden 20 is back, and he's come back. It only took us 3 rebuilds for the meme to rear up his ugly head. That's unfortunate. But what's not is that we're in the playoffs in year 5 with a chance to win our first rebuild in our Madden 21 rebuild series. But it all starts by handling business against the 8-8 Eagles. All right, I dare you. I dare you to make me have to come in and play some of this game. I absolutely dare. I'm going to smoke you. As much as I love everything about the Philadelphia Eagles organization, as much as I take, maybe not pride, but as much as there's a little smile inside of me out of the last 3-4 years I've been doing rebuilds, if Philly so happens to knock me out in the playoffs, it's just like, not surprised. They're the best team in the NFL. But given the stakes right now, I will have no issue if this game gets a little too close, a little too tight in the 4th quarter to come in, take my belt off, and smack Philly around. But we're doing a good job here. 24-10. Defense is smothering Carson Wentz. Not giving him anything. Only holding to 1 offensive touchdown. Great job. 27-10. Doug Peterson's boys just didn't have it. They're 8-8. They're limping into the playoffs. Didn't deserve to be there. Arizona, Kyler Murray firing on all cylinders as we're getting back NFC Championship game. So I guess the Super Bowl runs through the NFC East. We have and host the 9-7 Dallas Cowboys here with the Super Bowl on the line. And I do not, on a rebuild that I promised a Super Bowl, want to go out losing to Dallas. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. We are going to beat Dallas. I have weapons. I have escape artist Kyler Murray in my back pocket, the most overpowered ability in the game, if I need to, at my disposal. But much like a handgun, it should be locked in a safe place. Break glass only in event of emergency. So 7-7, low-scoring game. Defenses both playing very well. Arizona gets the go-ahead touchdown, 14-7 into the fourth quarter. We are just smothering them. That is looking great. They're taking way too long to score. See, now's when I come in. Now's when I'm pissed off. When they get stuff like that, that makes me really, really angry. So I might as well just hit him first play. Slants. No problem. We got DeAndre Hopkins. Or we can just utilize like the 97 speed of Andy Isabella. Oh, they brought the pressure. Okay. All right. Is that Tank Lawrence? Felt his warmth. Breathing down my... Oh, you thought it was smart to go press man against Hopkins and Isabella? If both safeties went deep, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. We'll take those yardage. I'm taking those guys all day. Press coverage. To just at least get behind, get that separation for, 20, 15, 20 yards, somewhere in that territory. Bird still it hurts. Maybe try to hit Darren Waller, make his official debut on the series. Or let's take off with Kyler Murray. Oh, escape riders. We make these guys look stupid in open space. A little bit. Run the timeout. Be aware of your situation, C4. I do not want this come down to a field goal. I want to win it. Let's go in the shotgun. We still got 2 timeouts. Can still use the middle of the field. Let's go Y cross. Holmes pass pro. Honestly, we should keep Penny in pass pro. Maybe be able to fire this one off to Christian Kirk in the slot. They're coming off the edge again, so let's take off with Kyler Murray. Get out of bounds. Late hit. Oh, late hit? Half the distance to the goal. The Zebras have it in. I guess the check did not pass from Jerry Jones to screw us over in this game. So no better way, with our first Super Bowl on the line here, potentially, appearance, to slants it. Oh, that's just too easy. Okay. I didn't know that Dallas wanted to play like all rookie difficulty, but I mean, the slants is a tricky play. I guess Hopkins could have just destroyed this guy at the line of scrimmage. I will chalk it up to just inferior defense from the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, that mistake. You can't have 15 yards at a point like that. Dak Prescott not played particularly well. Again, a game, and most of these sim games, I would argue, have been won by our defense, or at least stronger performances from our defense. So making it to the Super Bowl. Year 5, Arizona 24, Dallas 17. I'm not going to let you guys down. I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to win one for the Gilbert. And the Super Bowl is a matchup that would absolutely put butts in seats from a neutral standpoint, from a football fan standpoint, and obviously for fans of both these teams. It's Patrick Mahomes, the 11-4-1 Kansas City Chiefs. It's Kyler Murray, the 11-4-1 Arizona Cardinals, the 2 most electrifying quarterbacks in the NFL at this point, with the Super Bowl on the line. Let's get it. Kind of interested in like where these teams are at, because this is the final game. So I mean, looking at the Cardinals from where they started, I mean, Nick Foles doesn't really count. He's a backup. And other than that, it's everyone homegrown. And you look at what the Kansas City Chiefs has got, pretty much the same thing. All of their home talent still there at X Factors. Willie Gay, the rookie linebacker to Mississippi State, or at least started as a rookie, went up to an X Factor. McCole Hardman's there as a superstar. Chenowoshu coming over from the Chargers as a superstar. It is a very close matchup. We got a slender 1-point overall lead. This is going to be a classic. All right. Come on. Come on, Sim. For the first, come on. Don't make me hate you. It's been 3 rebuilds. It's been 3 rebuilds. Give me my Super Bowl. Give me what I want. Put that meme in. Oh, we're getting smoked. We gotta go for it. We gotta have like some sort of just cannon play downfield. Gotta get a touchdown. Some sort of pulse. They got press coverage on Hopkins. That's where we want to go. I mean, it was there. If the pocket was a little bit cleaner. Try it again. Why can't I have nice things? Why can I just not win a Super Bowl? Any other rebuilds? Does everyone else win the Super Bowls? Are we just not getting them here on this channel? And then it gets picked off. It wasn't a great pass. It's not looking good. But they can get 20 and a half. We can get 20 and a half. It all starts right there by settling for a field goal when you absolutely need a touchdown. That is how this gets set on the right foot for sure. All right, barring a miracle, we're just pretty much trying to save face here and maybe get an offensive touchdown. And I don't think it's happening. I think literally this is awful. That's what I think. I think I'm in a living nightmare. Get me out. Hit the eject button. 4th and 7. For the love of God, let me get a touchdown at least. Fuck, I hate this game. All right. Take that back. Take that back for at least a play. No, I got to get this touchdown. Give me this. I got to get this touchdown. And it's not going to be slants, okay? I don't want the comments seeing, oh, yeah, you just got a touchdown with the slants. I'm going to use this stupid ability, and we're going to get in with Kyler Murray. And we're going to try to figure out a way to come back. I don't know how, but we're down 10. We get a quick stop. Yeah, that wasn't a very quick stop, but we can get this up with a 2-minute warning. Come on! Hot the ball! No, just lollygag. That's what we need. Hey, he finally does something. Thank you, DeAndre Hopkins. Let's play defense. We built this defense up. We know they're solid. Just play run defense. Do not let Clyde Edwards-Helaire get 10 yards. That's all you got to do. Get the ball back. Give us a chance. 2nd and 3. I mean, that's not a great start, though. 7 yards on the first carry. Does not, invoke confidence in your defense. But we're going to have a chance. There we go. For another timeout. It'll be 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2. Do we sell out, all-out blitz? Do we think they're going to pass? They got, what, 2 tight ends? They're going 2 tight ends. Let's go. Let's blitz. We got Chandler Jones, the specialist. X Factor. Let's bring the pain. They're sending a... No. You do not get this! Yes! Thank God! I don't know who that's... Oh, you know who that is. Isaiah Simmons gets a big play, and we get the ball back. All right, this big final drive. First 2 passes, just throwaways. So we got 3rd and 10. There we go. Okay. Great play. 4-yard gain. That's exactly what we're looking for. 4th and 7. For the Super Bowl. I guess. Go with all reliable. Audible Kirk to a slant. Oh my God. He almost didn't get that. But we're going to be able to get out of bounds. Whoa. Great play, Kyler Murray. Play it through the contact. Christian Kirk clearly a ghost running through the bench. All right. We got a pulse. 4th quarter. Block 10. Fringe field goal. Oh, my God. Lead him. Just lead him a little bit. Darren Waller, and he drops it. Let's just get the 15 yards. 15 yards. Oh, that's good. That's exactly what we need. Best play of the drive. It's self-inflicted wounds. Willie Gay Jr., the superstar X Factor. Nah, we're going to take that. Put us up on the 24. In field goal range to tie it, but we're going for the win. we go. Isabella. Oh, man, we don't have timeouts. Okay. Well, glad I realized that now and not when there's like, 20 seconds left. So we're 2nd and 1. Can we get the... Why are you so slow? No! Challenge. Oh, no, he was down. There's no way he was not down for that. Are you kidding me? Not even reviewable? No, it's out. No, it's... Yeah.
That's terrible.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Guess we should have had Truz too. We didn't have 0-3. 0-3 to start off the Madden 21. Hey, trust me, if you're here for the first time, it just never happened to me before, Classic trope of the bedroom, Jesus. All right. We're going to go all in the next rebuild. Now, I already got an idea what team I'm doing. We cannot go 0-4 to start the Madden 21 rebuild. That is absolutely the last thing we can do. Especially with that. How that just ended. Year 5, Super Bowl, all that stuff. Got in a position to win, and they just, like, the worst fumble. The worst. Maybe like that'd be like, if that ever happened, that'd be like one of the worst fumbles in, like, Super Bowl history. Back with a vengeance. We'll be back as much of a rebuild vengeance as you possibly can. I'm going to need like a day or two to simmer off. There's no way we're going 0-4. But, I mean, hopefully you're entertained. Oh, I mean, again, maybe with the face cam when bullshit like that happens, I don't know. It makes it better or not. But that does it for the rebuild of the Arizona Cardinals. 3 divisional titles. We made them into, almost a 90 overall team. I guess summary would be Kyler Murray was played good, maybe never took his game to that next level, which is maybe disappointing. Yeah, I don't know. I guess that would probably be, that was the deciding factor why we don't have 2-3 Super Bowls. Is because Kyler Murray never became the next Michael Vick. Never had one of those Lamar Jackson type seasons, really. I mean, he had that year 2 wasn't bad, 39 touchdowns. But other than that, he's just been kind of like, yeah, he's in the conversation for like a top 10 quarterback. And I think when all is said and done, that might have cost us here today. But that does it for here. Let me know how you guys feel about it in the comment section below. I'm sure you were fairly entertained with that bullshit that we just saw. Let me know what team you want to see in the next rebuild. Even like I said, I have kind of an idea of what team we should do because I have to win the Super Bowl. If I don't, I'm going to be very upset. And it's not, it won't be Kansas City or like Baltimore, one of the overpowered teams. It'll be something with a challenge, but maybe not as much of a challenge as Arizona turned out to be for us. I don't know. That was annoying. But as always, guys, if you did enjoy this rebuild, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you smash that like button. It helps the video in the old YouTube algorithm. And we'll be back tomorrow maybe with episode 3 of the Detroit Lions Madden 21 franchise. But that is it for me here today, guys. And until then, it's C4 saying peace